D-Lo 44 Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to my subs. If you hadn't subbed to the channel, I should please subscribe. Hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section for me. Trying to grow this channel. I'd appreciate your help. I want to talk about Julian J.Rock Williams' fight against Jarrett Hurd last Saturday night. I'm late to the party. It's been probably 200 plus videos dropped a day on this fight since it happened. But I want to give my take on it, for anyone that's interested. This fight was a fight for the WBA and IBF titles that Hurd entered the ring with. Hurd, Hurd has a style that, he's pretty much consistently allowed his opponents over the last several fights to get off on him early in the fights. Even the guy, I can't remember, forgive me for not remembering the guy's name, he's from the UK, if I'm not mistaken, that he fought earlier in the year or late last year. Even that fella was landing some solid shots on Hurd before Hurd eventually knocked him out. I think it was like second or third round. But, I've been watching Hurd fight ever since the Trout fight, I want to say, with basically with a lot of concern, feeling like, he takes a lot of punches to get off his punches. And, I just didn't think coming into it that, that he would be well served by allowing that to happen with J.Rock. I want to say that J.Rock, I think he had like 16 KOs coming into the fight on 27 wins. Not a tremendous KO percentage, but that doesn't mean the guy can't crack. I saw, I just want to say this right here. A lot of guys they start to write these guys off because they get a loss, especially when they get a knockout loss, or a bad loss. We saw J.Rock lose to Jamal Charlo. It was a knockout loss. It was a quote unquote bad loss. But we've also seen him come back. I remember when he was getting ready to fight Terrell Gausha, however you say the guy's name. And a lot of people were basically just writing him off like he's going to lose. And I was like, man, he's not going to lose that guy. J-Rock bet that. Not saying that the guy didn't have a chance, but I just felt like, J-Rock was, J-Rock operating on all cylinders is too good to lose to that guy. And, he won. But as far as this fight here, we had Hurd, came forth, plotting, getting touched up. J-Rock dropped him, I think it was in the second round with solid equilibrium type shot. It was an overhand right, I believe it was, or maybe it was a left. I think he caught him with a right and then a left, both like on the temple. Not in succession, but within the same, frame, so to speak. But I want to say, that, Hurd's style with that coming forward, not the best defense in the world, but getting touched up often to get his off. And when Hurd comes on, he comes on like a freight train. Don't get me wrong. But he's still catching leather coming on. But he's been able to wear guys down, and it just didn't bode well for him Saturday night. J-Rock fought a very intelligent fight. He kept the punches coming. He worked distance well. He was in when he needed to be in, and he was out when he needed to be out. And that was a great game plan, great fight plan, and it worked out for him to perfection, and he got a victory. Now, there's a lot of people saying it was a masterclass of boxing. No, I think it was a guy who actually worked his game plan to perfection. His corner had a great game plan. They listened, and he was the better man in the ring. Does that mean that Hurd doesn't stand a chance against J-Rock? In my opinion, it doesn't say that. But it does say that if Hurd fights the exact same game plan, the same way, he's gonna lose to J-Rock again, in my opinion. But there's always intangible things you can't see. You know, a guy could come in, you know what I'm saying, elbow not 100%, whatever the case may be, and can't get his shots off to keep J.Rock off. I mean, Julian Hurd off of him, and next thing you know, Jarrett Hurd off of him, and Hurd comes on a little early. I do think that if these guys fight again, Hurd would try to be busier early. I think he realized that he was behind. He put himself in a bad situation early on in that fight. That said, I'm not taking anything away from J.Rock. J.Rock did what he was supposed to do. He worked his game plan to perfection. Hurd gave a gallant effort. He came up short. He made no excuses. He gave props to the victor. He congratulated him. He conducted himself like a champion even after losing his titles. And I respect that. And those are two guys that I will sit down and tune in to watch every single time. And if these guys, either of them on a pay-per-view card anytime in the near future, I'm going to tune in and watch those. I'm going to support those guys. We have to support guys in the sport like J.Rock and Jarrett Hurd. They're good for boxing. You know, I do feel the way, some type of way about Hurd being reluctant to fight Charlo, Jamel Charlo, saying he wanted to fight some right-handed fighters first, so, but that's his prerogative. You know, at the end of the day, he and Charlo both have taken a loss in the time that they could have made that fight. So in essence, he's paying for that decision, one way or another. So I'm not going to harp on it too much, but I just want to take my hat off to those two guys. I want to say thank you to those guys for putting on a hell of a fight. Thank you to everybody that was involved in the production, the matchmaking, so forth and so on. I mean, and thank you to the judges for getting it right. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care if the card, you know what I'm saying, if it was a split decision, unanimous decision, majority decision, the right guy got his hand raised. It was a unanimous decision. It wasn't any outrageous scores. And I feel like the right man got his hand raised. I think Julian J.Rock Williams versus Jarrett Hurd was a night when boxing got it right. We got the right fight. We got the right fight at the right time. The guys came to fight, and the judges got it right, and the fans are in for a treat. That is what's good in boxing. That is what brings us to the sport. That is why we love the sport, fights like that. My video went a little longer than I expected, but I just want to take my hat off to those guys, and I hope that some of these other fighters in the sport of boxing take notes. And you know, guys, you gotta make the fights. You know, if you make the right fights, your fans don't care if you win or lose at the end of the day. I don't think Jarrett Hurd lost a single fan for losing that fight. If anything, he gained fans. You know what I'm saying? And Julian J.Rock Williams certainly gained some fans. But you have to take the fights to put yourself in a position to ascend to the next level in the sport, and to even just to stay relevant, you know what I'm saying, to stay fan friendly. But I'm not gonna harp on that too much. Shout out to the LDBC. Once again, shout out to those two warriors, Julian J.Rock Williams, Jarrett Hurd, their teams. Big shout out. Shout out to my subs, D-Lo 404 Box. I'm out. Peace.